Charlie, you tweeted, Marge is pretending she learned English 20 minutes ago. Yes, that was the, right? I don't recall, I don't remember, and I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I don't know what that word means.
Oh, boy.
Congressperson? I don't know what that is.
Okay.
House of Representatives? Can you explain that to me? Unbelievable.
Oh my God! Yes, it really was. You actually, your whole piece was Marjorie Taylor Greene was the most non-credible person I've seen on a witness stand in decades. You said if I were a member of Congress, and let us all be thankful I'm not, I think I would remember whether the President of the United States and I had a chat about the possibility that he would declare martial law in order to stay in office after he lost an election. That would be the kind of thing that would stick with a fella, I would think. You just said you can't expect her to remember every little detail of that chaotic time, like whether the president and she talked about overthrowing the government by force of arms. I mean, oh my God, right?
Yeah, I mean, she was the worst witness for themselves, for the worst witness on their own behalf that I have ever seen.
Yeah.
And it won't matter because I don't think the judge clearly didn't expect this one to be dropped in his lap. Mm-hmm. I mean, this guy's an administrative law court judge. He's supposed to be, settling, water easements and stuff.
Yeah.
And now he's got, the constitutionality of Section 3 of the 14th Amendment dropped in his lap.
Did you love his expression when they asked him, when they claimed executive privilege for Marjorie Taylor Greene? He's like, what?
That was a good one. I like that. He actually was very sharp on that one.
He was.
Or he was sharp enough to let the other lawyer carry the day. But that was the weirdest assertion of executive privilege I ever saw.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, the president's my client too, so she can't talk about him. And even the judge, woke up enough to say, "God, no, overruled."
I mean,
even Jody with her law degree from Law and Order knew that was wrong.
Yeah.
Right? Yep.
Yeah. I mean, they just glory in being liars, right? They're just. I mean, it's. But and you also,
well, it's habitual now. It's like breathing. I mean, they don't even. I guarantee you it's like an autonomic reflex. They don't even really know they're doing it.
Right. Well, I mean, and you talked about Mark Meadows being simultaneously registered to vote in 3 different states, and you said Mark Meadows and the like do not amuse me anymore. There are poor people and black people and disabled people who won't get a chance to register in one place, let alone 3, because of the policies he and his puppeteers put in place. Drop a 6-figure fine on his ass. Yeah, I mean, we were talking about, thank God the African-American woman is out of jail now. Went to jail for trying to register to vote, didn't even know it was wrong.
She still can't vote because she's still got a conviction on her record.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. And, when I'm in a better mood, I find the whole thing about the mobile home hilarious. But at the same time, I wish somebody would plant like a meth lab in it. Come on, corrupt police, do your jobs. Do your job saving democracy.
Right?
There we go.
Let's get to your piece. Who was Mike Pence's Secret Service detail working for on January 6th? You said Jamie Raskin brought us a genuinely scarifying tale that emerged concerning what happened to Pence during the height of the violence at the Capitol. Around this time, Pence's National Security Advisor, Kellogg, ran into Tony Ornato in the West Wing. Ornato, who oversaw Secret Service movements, told him that Pence's detail was planning to move the vice president to Joint Base Andrews. "You can't do that, Tony," Kellogg said. "Leave him where he's at. He's got a job to do. I know you guys too well. You'll fly him to Alaska if you have a chance. Don't do it."
That was an amazing quote. The Ornato guy has denied it, and who knows? We're going to have to wait and see on it. But that to me is just an amazing.
Yeah.
That all of that has fallen out of the news cycle is amazing to me.
Well, you said that. Maybe I'm just a grumpy old media dude, but the prospect that the vice president and his staff suspected elements of the Secret Service were part of an effort to put the bag on him strikes me as not what used to be called a story that used to have what we call legs. Where did this story go between publication of the book last summer and Raskin's talk at Georgetown over the weekend? Mother of God, what will it take for them to tell us in terms so plain and firm as to command our assent? Thanks, TJ, how very close we came to losing it all. I mean, it really is, Jamie Raskin said, it's chilling.
It is. And, I know I'm probably reposing too much hope in the open hearings.
Yeah.
But that increasingly looks like the last chance.
Yeah.
To get the whole story.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I have no idea what's going on in the Department of Justice, but as Laura Nero once put it, I have a lot of patience, and that's a lot of patience to lose. I don't know what's going on with the Department of Justice, but I'm not relying on them for anything at this point.
Jody, where are you on that this morning?
I'm hopeful with the DOJ.
So, and Raskin said now I thought he said May, but it's June. These hearings are going to start.
It's going to be June,
yeah. And I know
what they're saying now.
Jill Weinbank said that's after some primaries that she feels like this could affect.
Well, it's after some, but what difference does it make? The Republicans are going to nominate whoever they're going to nominate anyway, and the Republicans are going to nominate somebody who's loyal to the former guy. I mean, that's not going to. I mean, I don't care.
Right.
I mean, does it really matter if Kemp or Perdue is the Republican nominee for Georgia? They're both terrible.
Yeah, and I think,
I watched their debate on the weekend.
About is that we always play by the rules and they don't. We're afraid that the longer it takes, they're going to go, oh, now it's too close to an election, so we can't write. But when they're in charge, they're like, oh, we opened the Hillary thing. Oh, never mind. Oops. I mean,
Hunter's laptop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alert.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know do you know what that date is, Charlie, where the DOJ would say,
oh,
it's too close to the midterms now?
I'm keeping an eye on it because I want to go down, but I don't. They don't have a date certain yet. I don't.
Well,
think.
The DOJ is different than the
probably
committee.
be the day. Probably be the day after the Supreme Court overrules Roe.
Hey.
June is going to be a very eventful month in D.C.
Yeah. Oh my God, you're right. Yeah, sorry. I don't know. I just keep knocking it. I'm spazzy.
She's spazzy cop.
AG and I'm spazzy cop.
What's wrong
and
with you?
AG's going to be calm cop. I don't
Did
know.
something happen?
I have a motor.
She keeps
problem.
knocking over her iPad, which makes a hell of a noise on the
Goes
console
ka-dunk.
here.
It's back.
Oh.
Charlie.
I didn't hear it.
Well, if Charlie didn't hear it. It
It's
didn't
falling
happen.
in again.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, Charlie. So,
Yeah.
what was the other? Marjorie Taylor Greene. Hold, please.
Oh, boy.
Just talked about the lying liars. She has been caught red-handed. Is anything she says true? I don't. Okay. Speaking at her hearing, Greene called Anthony Aguero. He's one of the right? Mm-hmm. Who cheered on and justified the Capitol break-in, a distant friend, someone she'd not spent much time with. Greene said she was unaware that Aguero had called Greene one of his closest friends, but in past deleted videos, Republicans and videotape, not so much. CNN saved a lot of them from Greene's time as a political activist. She spoke extensively about her ties to Aguero, repeatedly boasting he was a dear, dear friend, a great, great friend, and a best friend. Greene spoke about the considerable work they'd done together, saying the two had gone to a lot of different events together, done a lot of work together. These extensive ties included a trip to the border, attending Trump's El Paso rally together, repeated dinners, visiting D.C. together. It's almost like he's a best friend. Like he's a one-boy cuddly toy, like her up or down, her pride and joy.
Oh, my.
Taking photos at numerous events. Greene said the pair worked on an article together, blah, blah, blah. I mean, but like I say, Charlie, I don't know. It doesn't seem like this charge just bounces off of them when they get caught in lies, right?
Well, yes, to an extent. If Kevin McCarthy wasn't a finger puppet, he would discipline her.
Right.
And probably ask for her removal. But
Right.
there's no chance he would do that.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no chance he would do it now, and he never would have because he wants to hold the big gavel. He wants to he wants to bang his little gavel, as Eric Idle said.
Well.
And sitting through that hearing, watching this member of Congress not even be artful about evading and lying and temporizing and running out the clock was incredibly dispiriting.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it just was. And I don't know what to say. I mean, at this point, God, I'm yammering here today. But I'm at a loss for an answer.
Yeah.
I mean, except for complete public outrage that turns the midterm predictions on their head, I don't see a solution.
Yeah. Well, I hope that's true. I am so tired of this mainstream media meme that we've already lost the midterms. And all this is Kevin going to be speaker and blah, blah, blah. Let's take that off the table. Let's turn
Well,
out.
not yet, and not yet. I mean, that's sort of like the I can't be on Twitter now that Elon Musk owns it.
Yeah, no, don't quit now. We've got midterms coming up. This deal
No,
hasn't even gone through yet.
There may come a time.
Right.
Yeah, thank you. Exactly. Everybody come back. Come back. Come back. Everybody come back.